Hello everyone and welcome back to MDG Media's coverage of the European Disc Golf Championships 2025. We've got round 2 back 9 FPO lead card coverage coming at you from one of the most beautiful courses in the world, Vasset. Andrew Gump.
Hello, I'm Brennan, excited to bring to you the back 9. We are here getting this footage to you as soon as possible. Check out the MDG merch, man. It's looking really cool. I'm wearing something of it. I don't know if this one's on the site or not.
Those
but,
are so cool.
But this one's really cool. But support MDG, man. These guys work so hard. The editors are sitting right next to us, man. We love these guys, and so happy to be here and a part of it all.
Yeah, Wayo Apparel hooking it up, making the sickest gear. Yep. So comfortable, so quality. You know, this is really good stuff. So make sure you get some of it and support us at the same time. Win-win.
Yes,
Can't
sir.
go wrong. Yeah, here we see the card. Kristin +1 for the round so far, but still 5 down and leading the event. Henna having a pretty good day. She's under par. Some struggles. Tinja picked it up a little bit towards the end there, but also not quite reaching the level that she was at yesterday. Hole 10, way uphill, par 3, blind shot, a little bit turning left to right, a couple late guardian birches that you got to miss. What do you think of this hole?
I think this hole is a really specific shot shape, man. You got to get something up there that's going to fade out but not fade, just kind of that perfectly fade to straight kind of thing to just slide up there under the basket. Because if you fade too much, you're going to be in those woods, you know?
That's right. Yeah, you got to hit it real clean.
We've had a lot of interesting weather today with this round. It's going from rainy to sunny to rainy to windy to sunny to rainy to windy. It's the fjord weather, man. Can't call it.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to deal with, for the media crew and for the players alike.
Nice shot by Kristin there. That was pretty much what I was talking about with that nice fade to flat there.
Tinja. Ooh, turns that way early. Not what you're hoping for here.
It has been raining. A lot of these tees are probably pretty soggy and wet.
Discs are
wet. It might look nice out there, but that ground is still very wet everywhere. The trees are wet.
Hands can even start to wrinkle up a little bit at this point, get all pruny, and it can be a little odd feeling sometimes to throw a disc in these type of conditions.
This is a tough spot here.
Yeah, not where you want to be. Gets a little kick off the hillside and rolls towards the basket. We don't see it all the way finished, but it's in pretty decent position. And
roll towards the basket, maybe.
Not too bad.
Yeah, not bad. Maybe a look there.
See if Tinja can make a great par save. Oh, so close. Nubs. Kind of scoops off the cage there. Stays put, though. It didn't catch edge, luckily, and roll. There is also a little drop-off on the right side. You don't want to do that. Henna has to just lay up with all those birch guardians.
It almost looked like a little bit of a bid. I'm not sure if she was trying to turn that into the basket or if that was just a confident layup.
Yeah, she might have been giving it a go. Nice
look
putt
at this
there.
here.
Really solid. Good start to the back 9 there. Kristin trying to get the birdie train rolling.
There you go, Kristin.
Does connect.
I believe that puts her back to even for the round.
Yep, back where she started. Solid 6 down. Course record. Of course, it's a new tournament layout, so that was just the hot round yesterday, but that was a good score.
Unfortunate double there from Tinja.
Yeah, Henna taking a bogey. Yeah, moving on to hole 11, the par 5. Not the longest par 5 with FPO, just under 200 meters or just a bit over 650 feet. Way uphill, though. You don't quite see it on camera. This tree sort of shapes the fairway. If you can get up on the shelf, you're in great position off the tee. And if you're not going to do that, you might want to just kind of lay up to the flatter ground before you end up on the big slope that heads up towards that shelf. Once you turn the corner left to right, then you're going to pretty open fairway with a slight kind of slope off to the left side at the end of the green. Kristin looking to keep the birdie train rolling. Pretty good move on this. Can it get all the way up on that shelf? No, it crashes into the hillside, kicks over to the right side. Not too bad, but it's tough footing, especially when the ground's so wet.
Yep. Looks like a lot of headwind there. And as you can see, it's kind of forcing those discs over.
Yep. That one drifts to the right side, but that's not a bad place to be. It's, not the steepest part of the hillside, so she might be able to get a run up still. Have to wait and see. Henna, this is better height. I like the height on this one.
Can it get under that tree or before it? Almost on the shelf.
Not too bad of a reaction. Tinja getting a little bit of turn, riding straight. And she's in okay spot too. Everyone's pretty much in the same place now.
Yep. It's going to be interesting footing there. A little bit of uphill run-ups there.
And it's interesting to note that this section of the course, these are temporary holes. If you're going to come here to play, which I would totally recommend that you do, I mean, just gorgeous property and really, really awesome layout for the course. But these holes that you're going to see over here on this side of the property are private land that is just used for these tournament layout. So don't be surprised when you get here and don't get to play some of these back holes, or mid-section holes of the course, I guess you could call it.
These actually happen to be my favorite holes on the course.
Yeah, they are just really stunning views, very spectacular and nicely designed. But I guess sign up for the next tournament they have, or get on over here and spectate and play a round while you're watching. I'm sure they'll have another big event next year. Why would you not want to showcase a property like this, and put on events? The local club is really great. They work hard. They've been doing this for a long time. Almost 20 years, I guess, or over 20 years, if I'm right. 2004, I believe it began. So they have a lot of experience in running big level events, and the course has been kind of perfected over time.
Yeah, I overheard Jostein, one of the helpers and I guess directors, or one of the guys higher up in the club, so to say. I heard him talking to Garrett Gerthy earlier, who was out there viewing. That they've been doing it for 20 years, man. There's been a tournament every single year, and, they work hard, so go support them, man.
Henna moving herself up towards the basket. Nice approach. She'll have just inside circle look there for the birdie. Kristin has to go patent pending, puts a little bit too much steam on that, and actually goes through the woods.
Back in there.
Usually you'd think something would catch it and knock it down, but I think I saw it sort of blast through there. She's gonna be in a tough place to try to get even up and down, I guess, if it went as far back as I think it did. Oh, nice run there from María. Hit the band and some chains, but just a little too high.
Does she have a look through? Okay,
yep,
there.
Punches it through.
Must have had a window there.
Yeah.
I think maybe because she pushed the whole way through, that was actually probably helpful versus getting stuck up in the branches.
True.
Oh, unfortunate miss there from Henna.
Yeah, just a little shy, but right on line and looked pretty good.
There we go.
Yeah, great. Great birdie. I like Tinja's routine, her putting routine. It's, very repeatable, and she sticks to that method. And she's quite a good putter, really.
And there's something to be said for that, for the routine. No matter how far your putt is, going through that routine can be very helpful for a lot of players. I think it has to do with, how your brain works, but if you have your routine and you make putts after doing that routine, then I'd say stick with it.
Yeah. Yeah, this hole is so beautiful. Would you call it one of the signature holes of the course?
In my views, playing practice rounds on this course, this is my favorite hole. I'd say personally, yeah, signature hole. So.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. You got the picturesque mountain backdrop. You got the lovely peninsula green. Par 4 for the FPO field, 124 meters. Evelina Salonen aced this hole today.
Albatrace.
Albatraced it. Can you believe it? I was standing right behind it. I still can't hardly believe it.
You saw it live?
Yeah, I was standing right behind it.
That's so cool.
I was behind Connor, who caught it on catch cam.
Oh my gosh.
I was doing live commentary for the Disc Golf Network, and I was getting in position to make the calls live from the green of 12, and I lost my mind when that went in the basket.
That's so cool.
It was incredibly windy. I guess you don't really see it too much right now, but I guess you can see the flag blowing there in the background. It was some serious wind, mostly kind of left to right, slight head, but swirling a lot. So pretty hard to get a good read.
Yeah, look at those wind bounces that are happening out there, but that looks pretty darn good. Will it stay? I believe that stays.
Yeah. She's safe. She's gonna probably just pitch up for what should be an easy birdie. Not really well, I guess she can have an eagle run at it. She's not too far out. I think she's just outside the circle if I remember right, but she might be a little bit on the downside.
Nice shot there from María.
Henna coming straight at it. This is real nice. Moving left side and skips her up into a really nice spot inside the circle for an eagle look.
Nice.
Pretty good ground play there actually, because sometimes when they come in on that side, they'll hit that like rock cliff and bounce back down into the OB, and then you got to head over the drop zone, which is not easy to get up and down.
See a lot of people end up in the water right there. Now might be a good time to shout out all the young teens who are out there in canoes and boats and paddle boards, grabbing all the discs for the pros.
Yeah, that's super cool. Great to have them returning people's discs and having a good time out there too. Or so it seems. I can't imagine they wouldn't, right? Beautiful landscape, crystal clear lake water.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to kind of have a look at what people are throwing, find some treasures, go out there fishing, diving. Here for eagle. Oh, everything but the bottom of the basket.
Come on, basket, catch.
And she's not having too much love from the baskets today, doesn't seem like. That bad spit out to end the front nine there. Oh, just a little bit high and right, maybe. I mean, that could have caught too. Mostly.
That could have caught.
Most times it probably would have. Maybe it just stayed in her hand a little longer than she wanted. Not like directly on line, but strong side, a little high on the chains. Unfortunately, she's gonna have to take a par. That means she's gonna lose 3 strokes to Evelina Salonen on one hole.
Wow.
Yeah, and they'll be tied for the lead after this.
Oh, I didn't even put that together. That's huge.
Yeah, that is huge. That was the major swing of the round here.
Wow.
There we see it.
Just like that.
Okay, they're not quite tied yet, but 6 and 5. Yeah, she did take 3 strokes on her though. Yeah, that's right. Evelyn was at 2
Come over
down.
here, like this way. So you're gonna line up straight to the gap also. Go try again.
Sorry about that error in math. They were not actually tied yet. Kristin still had a 1-stroke lead, but moving on to hole 13, par 4, 170 meters. Just bomb it off the tee into the wide open. There is OB right and left, but plenty of space on the fairway. You want to put yourself in position to get yourself through this triple mando that we're moving through as it hooks from right to left and goes quite downhill towards another scary green. OB on the left. Don't go there. Don't go long. Get yourself close.
We saw Kristin yesterday fillet this hole perfectly for the birdie. See if she can do it again today.
She's gonna want to. She's gonna want to kind of get things jump started. It's not, not quite on the pace that she had yesterday. And with Evelina out there shredding it up and albatracing and whatnot, she's gonna want to do a little scoring of her own. Try to keep that lead. María looking high, but throwing low. Pretty good. Pretty good spot. Not too
It's
bad.
interesting with that triple Mando. That makes that second shot a little bit dicey.
And also a little bit low, but pretty good spot. Kristin, way right. Can it stabilize?
OB.
OB. So throwing 3 now. With the mid-range.
Is she going for the pin? She is.
Yeah, she's trying to get all the way up to the basket, trying to save that par. That, unfortunately, rolled out of bounds as well.
Did it really?
Yeah, we don't see it on the catch cam, but I recall it. And it was very unfortunate. It was like a decent throw, like pretty good. It would have given her like a circle 2 look, but it somehow just popped up and rolled out of bounds, like really unlikely and unfortunate. There, we'll see it on the right side there.
Okay.
White disc, rolled just a little OB, caught edge somehow, and so 2 OBs here on this hole. Not too bad of approach. María in a kind of a tight spot over here. Catches a branch and still have work to do. There you see the winds picking up again.
Yeah, I can hear it.
María. Just want to put this one close. Does very well to do that.
Yep.
Let's tap in from there. Henna. Also
Nice shot.
put it nice and close.
That red approach disc seems to be her go-to. She does pretty well with that.
Tinja. Yep. Right under the basket. Nicely done. Kristin leaves the putt short. Gonna tap in here for the bogey. And actually, yeah, she was not OB off the tee shot. It was just a single bogey, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I was not up there to see that, but I do know that she scored a bogey, and with the OB on the approach, must have been that she was safe actually off the tee.
Okay.
Moving on to hole 14, short par 3. What do you think about this one?
I'd say maybe another one of the signature holes on the course. I mean, the line for the hole is kind of an ace run.
Totally.
You might see some people do a forehand. I've seen some of the men go the big high sky hyzer play, but I think the line is just straight at it.
Yeah, a little bit shorter tee pad. Kind of a similar shot though. Really, the basket's just sort of sitting there, just begging for it, isn't it? Just
As
asking
you see
for
right
it.
there, I mean, yeah, a little bit more left. Could have went in.
And like the ace run is kind of the play, really, because you don't want to leave it short on this. Like that goes pretty far.
That's fine.
Ends up inside the circle. Decision-making time, though. Anytime you end up like outside of that 5-6 meter range, you're gonna have to, feel it out. Are you feeling like you want to make that putt and take the risk of going OB because the basket is really perched right on the side of that cliff's edge? And
Tough break there. That's the forehand play I was talking about, a little bit inside.
yeah, let's see if Kristin can show us how to do it. I'm sure she can. That's nice. She's gonna also have to make a decision now.
Just lay up from the drop zone there. I think that's a smart play, honestly. That can turn into a high number. Oh, look at that.
Highlight putt. Big birdie there from Tinja. She really did well there. And she's got 3 birdies here on the back 9 after a rough start there on hole 10.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic.
Doesn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah, layups and tap-ins for the rest of them. But Tinja, gutsy putt there. I like it with the wind and everything.
That takes something chutzpah.
Yeah, nice. Throwing down some local dialect, are you?
Yeah.
I like it, man.
No, that's Jewish American dialect. Chutzpah.
Okay. Well, it sounded pretty cool anyway. Hole 15, par 4. Very beautiful scenery here on this one. You got to get over the water first things first. If you don't, there's that drop zone there. Par 492 meters. OB all along the left side. That's the lake. And the right side here, also OB. Sloping hillside right to left. A few trees at the end of it. Any thoughts on this one?
Well, this is the scene of the legendary spotter. If you guys saw that on Instagram, man, it's going viral. Of who was the player?
Ida Lehtomäki. She's a very young player from Finland, 15 years old.
Awesome
She's
video,
actually
man.
the reigning European junior champion.
Okay, yeah, and the spotter just pulls a Keanu Reeves Matrix-like move and just sits back. It's such a cool video. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out.
Yeah, straight Jedi stuff, like so cool. And he's all casual about it, and her reaction's amazing too. You know, she's like, "I almost killed that thing."
Yeah.
And then she goes up, and just really, really funny moment. Way over 2 million views already, so that's pretty awesome.
Oh, no way. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's proper viral.
Cool.
It's just going nuts out there because it's so much. It transcends the sport.
Yeah.
The human emotions and the kind of. It's just very simple to see that this is something, pretty cool that happened. Dude just gets out of the way at the last second when it's coming right at his face.
He's so chill
Anybody
about
can
it.
relate to it.
He's so chill about it too. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah. Super stoic.
Kristin with a good drive there.
Yeah, check that out if you haven't seen it. That's one of the funnier disc golf videos I've seen, really, that I can remember at the moment.
Going OB there, a little overturned.
Yeah, I haven't seen that too much. Going OB on the right side.
Mm-hmm.
Just got some kind of late turn on the disc that is going to leave her over here to try to get up and down for the par with a great second shot.
This is a scary shot.
The turns, can it fade back? It can.
Does that stay?
Nope.
Oh, that was almost so good.
Yeah, that was close to being something really good, That would have been a great par save after going OB on the tee. Off the tee anyway. And Tinja calling for it to get down. But it does not. Also OB there. Lakeside.
Yeah, a lot of discs in the water on this upshot for sure.
And
this looks good. That was a nice little turn. This should fade properly.
fights through.
Yeah.
Hits a tree branch, but still gets a little bit of forward momentum and progress. And she'll have to make a decision now how much she wants that because the OB is pretty close behind the basket. Kristin does very well.
Great shot there. Scary putt at the water there. We'll see if she goes for it.
Yeah, I think she's definitely going to go for it at this point.
Yeah, very true.
She's not really scoring what you would hope to score, so she's going to try to get as many birdies as she can moving here. This is big mistake from Tinja.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Well, not really unfortunate, just kind of didn't execute the shot. She was, trying to just slide it up to the basket, but it came out a little early and hit that stake. Ended up OB. Henna just pitches up. Smart move. If you're not feeling it, a lot to risk.
Ooh.
Yeah. Just
something not clicking on the putting green today for Kristin.
Yeah. Yeah, you rarely see that. I can only think of maybe a handful of occasions where she's, that off on the green. Maybe it could be the worst putting performance that I've seen from her. But there's been a couple times where she hasn't really been herself. But yeah, we're so accustomed to seeing her just like pop them right in the center of the chains,
Right.
time after time. So when it doesn't happen, it's quite disorienting. It's quite confusing. You have to feel for her. Rain starts again.
What is this, like the 10th time the rain has stopped and started throughout this round?
Yeah, exactly.
OTB is very specific on how they list the disc because they want you to like the disc.
Virtually in your hand tells you what the disc is going to feel like, how heavy it's going to be. It's everything you want to know before it shows up to your house.
Not just marketing.
It's only the best.
Moving on, hole 16. You want to walk us through this one?
Yeah, this one's, I love when pro courses put a hole like this on a course. It's just a straight shot. Can you throw straight, whether it's your putter, your approach disc, or, maybe a timid mid, but probably just a putter, just straight 76 meters, a little bit downhill, land it, skip it, ride it right into there, water right behind. Can be scary, but also a test of just your skill.
See if Henna can get off that bogey wagon. Doesn't quite get all the way out of the hazard, unfortunately. So it's looking like another bogey, most likely.
Yeah, I neglected to mention that OB does play as hazard.
Kristin, safe, but a little bit short of where you'd want to be. She'll have a circle 2 look if she wants it.
I haven't seen many players doing that bigger forehand play, but works out all right there.
Yeah, hits that guardian tree, and she'll have a very interesting lie coming up. I hope we get a good look at it. Oh, did that hit something or just get a strong fade from the wind? That looked like it was going to be, but it's safe.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, got caught up in some of those bushes there. Henna.
Going for it.
I like that. Getting aggressive. Trying to save the par. Hits the cage. That's where Tinja ended up. Pitching it right up under the basket. She'll have a par. See those limbs dancing. That's some pretty tough wind to get a read on. It's not really like a consistent blowing wind. It's more like a kind of a gusty, swirly situation in the air. There we see from the reaction cam that she's not too happy. Not really feeling it today on the green at all. She has made a couple really nice putts, but she's missed way more than we're used to seeing, that's for sure. There you see her disc wedged in between those two branches that are just stuck down in there. You see it
okay.
Now we see her grab it out from there. It was wedged pretty hard in there.
Interesting. So I guess in that situation, it's closest playable lie.
Yep. Yeah, you can just move it, She was able to just place her mini there. And we had a marshal on the card, so it's pretty nice. Matej Veril, the PDGA Tour manager, he's been right there on all these feature card and lead card coverages, and he's been quite a useful resource to help sort out some of these rule things that people aren't always so sure about, and helping people make sure they do the right call. Of course, it's always a group decision in the end, but it's great to have him out there guiding people, and he's very confident with the rule set, and he knows his stuff for sure.
Hole 17, some might say another signature hole in the course. Scary, scary peninsula there on the left. OB long does play as hazard, so you want to land safe there in that fairway you see on the right. Try to get as close as you can to the pin, but again, a very scary putt into the water on all sides there.
Yeah, definitely one of the craziest greens in disc golf. One of the most entertaining and beautiful holes to look at as a viewer, but it must be quite scary as a player in a tournament setting. Knowing what can go wrong. I've heard a lot of nightmare meltdown stories from locals about this one. That's pretty good from Kristin. She's going to probably just pitch it up there and take the par most likely, unless she wants to do something heroic.
Hyzering in from María. And a little too short there. So that's going to go to the drop zone.
Yeah, never had a chance. That's the mistake you don't really want to make. I mean, if you're going to miss the the inbounds land area. You want to do it on the long side because the drop zone's pretty tough.
Drop zone's almost, that's guaranteeing you a 4 or worse.
There's a really cool tree there by that drop zone. European black alder. Just like with some gnarly lumps and stuff all over it. I hope we get a look at it when... That's maybe my favorite tree on the property. It's pretty unique.
Cool, I need to take a look at that.
Yeah, it's gnarly. There it is. Oh, yeah, nice. We do get a good camera view of
Very
it.
cool, man.
Yeah, I don't know what it's been through, but that's particularly lumpy, trunk on that baby.
Good upshot there, or from the drop zone there.
I love trees.
Nice. Good layup. That can be a little scary.
Oh, give your fist bump to your fellow countrywoman. Little pitch up there from Henna. Smart play. And these wins, playing the hole for par, I think is quite smart. Pretty good game plan as we see Kristin doing just that. You see the wind blowing around that EDGC sign out there.
Cool. Little high in the chains there, but sits in.
Yeah, Henna here, taking that par. You also see the water moving. Wind coming in pretty strong. Tinja. Gets it. Par. So a few pars and pretty good up and down from the drop zone for bogey from María.
Yeah.
Not too shabby. Under these conditions, at least. Moving on to a really excellent finishing hole. 18. They got this big structured tee pad built just for the event. Going over the soccer field, football field, stadium, track thing here. With these inlets of OB where you can kind of land your disc and then go after it on the second shot if you like. I do believe there are some FPO players with the power to, get all the way across up there to the green, but it's a pretty high risk situation considering you have to go to the drop zone for anything that's OB off the tee. What do you think of this finishing hole?
I love it, man. It reminds me of kind of arena disc golf, having all the spectators right there in front of the clubhouse and you're standing up on top of this huge structure. It's with the fjords behind you. I dig it.
Oh, yeah, and I can imagine it's going to be quite something come Championship Sunday to,
Yeah, absolutely.
have everything decided here on this final hole. A little foreshadowing to some European champions being crowned in a couple days, man. It's going to be awesome. As we saw, Kristin landed in bounds.
Yeah, she turns that over a bit, and that stays OB. So to the drop zone she goes. Henna gonna go wide hyzer, kind of putting a move on that, going for the third landing zone potentially.
Yeah.
And she's is that the second landing zone or the third one?
She's actually just in between the second and third.
Okay.
Yeah. But she got a pretty good ground reaction there. It looked like it could potentially skip OB, but with the ground being fairly wet after all the precipitation, it just kind of bounces back a little bit and curls up safe. So.
Inbounds there for María.
Yeah.
There we see a look at the structure that they built, and this is the drop zone.
Yeah, about 100 meters. Tinja keeping it wide right, making sure she crosses inbounds up there. And she's going to be deep C2, I would say. Or maybe a little further, potentially about 70 feet-ish, maybe less.
That's
Kristin
looking
second.
Good.
Super good, skipping right up there.
Wow, what a shot.
Great way to finish your round. That's what champions do. You don't have your best day, but you come through, you fight back to par, which is not a bad score on a day like this with the conditions.
Yeah, assuming she makes that, which I don't see why she would not. That'll put her back to even on the day, which will keep her at 6 down from yesterday.
Yeah, and that'll, if she's able to make that putt, that will secure her a 3-stroke lead after 2 rounds. So even though she's missed a ton of putts, she's still leading the show. Evelina Salonen unfortunately took a double bogey here to finish her round. Yeah. They were all knotted up, actually at 5 down, as Evelina came into this final hole, and with Kristin's birdie and the double bogey, there's a 3-stroke swing right there, the same as on hole 12. So kind of interesting scenario there, but that's the situation. If Kristin can just make good, she will have a 3-stroke lead, and she'll be back where she started after day 1, heading into moving day. As we see María sail her putt wide right, a little low. Come backer now. Good work. Nicely done.
Oh, man. Just a little bit low in the cage there for Henna. Unfortunate missed putt to end the day. Tinja in for the bogey, finishing her round with a +5, so that'll move her to +4 total. Kristin, great birdie to end, putting her back to even on the day, and -6 for the tournament.
Yep, great way to finish. Showing some heart, not feeling great. She's been very vocal and open about her struggles, and exhaustion with this grind she's been on and the health problems she's faced, including injuries and some strong jet lag. There we see Evelina 3 strokes behind. Silva Saarinen had quite a day, 5 down.
Oh, wow, look at that. Let's go, Silva.
Yeah, fighting her way onto the lead card for moving day.
Awesome.
Great to have her back on the card. And yeah, she went OB on 18, but got up and down from the drop zone for par. 5 down was a hot round for today. Shout out to Silva Saarinen, and shout out to Wayo Apparel for making that really sick stuff that's available now.
Yeah,
on
man,
the
go
website.
grab yourself some MDG merch. It's available now. Support the guys, support everyone. They're working hard. We're working hard, giving you the best commentary in the world.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Andrew Gum and all the guys from MDG working so hard. We're excited to be here. Thanks for watching, man.
Yeah, so fun to be alongside you, and really grateful and happy to have you all following along with this European Disc Golf Championships 2025. Come on back for moving day.